Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and Live Arena is currently open, so I thought it was a good opportunity for me to do a video on what I'm going to call the good, the bad, and the ugly side of Live Arena, because there are some really good elements for the Live Arena, but there's also some problems that I can see coming up down the road, and there are also some, I think, pretty glaring issues that will probably need to be fixed within the first 6 months, otherwise we're going to have some sort of engagement issues. But overall, I'm really enjoying the live experience arena. So anyone who doesn't know what the live arena is now, it's a new arena mode. It's player versus player in a live action. It only opens for a couple of hours every day. I think it's open for like 4 windows on a 2-hour window, and you get your tokens. So I haven't played any today yet. I did a bunch yesterday and I got to about 66% win rate with 35 wins. You can see the Krakens are already kicking off. So let's really go at it from a positive start to begin with. Let's go with what's really good about it. Well, let's do it a fight here. Let me show you how well this works. What's fun about this is you actually get to play against people, not computers. The biggest downside to a lot of Raid at the moment is it's very much like once you've figured it out, it's press a button and go, and it's actually not that dynamic. Where here, you're actually getting to fight players all the time, right? It's really interesting, it's really exciting. You can make decisions you normally can't. Now, I've got kind of a standard team I'm using at the moment, and that's kind of like one of the problems at the moment with the drafting phase. So this is kind of like what you do in Live Arena. You draft your champions. The problem you got to think of is you can't draft one of anything if you require it. So if you need your reviver, you can't have one reviver. If you need a damage dealer, you can't have one of that damage dealer, because if I didn't pick a secondary damage dealer to Constantine, then they just ban my damage dealer and I'll never win. In Live Arena, if you don't win a fight, so if you don't win within 30 minutes, you both lose. So I can create a stall team, but I can't do anything with it. So this is kind of like what I've been picking. I've been picking a Pythian, Necra, Duchess. That means double revive, double damage dealer, and a utility. And then obviously you get the option. This is new in Live Arena. This is what's cool. I can take someone out. So I can choose to take out one of their damage dealers, their bomb champion, or their increased attack. I'm just going to take out their arbiter, because if they haven't got increased attack, the likelihood is they probably don't have enough damage to be able to deal enough to kill me, right? Because they haven't got increased attack, the bombs go down a lot. It's all about what you've got to look at in terms of like what enables their win condition somewhat. Especially if they've got multiple nukers, because if you just ban one nuker, then they've got another one backing up. So yeah, it's quite cool. There's a little bit of lag, I think, but generally the servers have held up quite well so far. In this team here, Vlad always dies. He's a bit squishy. He needs to be rebuilt. But the idea with this team that I've got is I can basically keep my Constantine alive permanently, and then as soon as I get a turn, they are in big trouble, because anytime I kill someone, I block revive. We are losing a lot here. It'll be interesting to see if he's got enough bombs. See, no increased attack generally means the bombs can't do enough damage. It's a fundamental problem with bomb champions. If you haven't got the increased attack and increased accuracy, it just doesn't do enough. They haven't really managed to stop my Constantine. He's going to get a turn in a minute, and it's all going to break. It's all going to go hell. Now, obviously, if I can't one-shot the team with Constantine, we're in trouble. But I'm pretty sure my Constantine is strong enough. They haven't got enough tank. We one-shot it. So the good thing and the fun thing about Arena is you can think strategically and build different teams and try and bait out different bans. The drafting phase is quite fun. Now, here's the problem with the drafting phase. Because the ban is at the end, it generally means that draft diversity is pretty boring. And I think this is going to be a long-term problem as we climb higher and higher. You will probably find you use the same champions over and over and over again. And the main reason why that is, when I pick a team, I'm basically forced into having 2 of whatever I need, as I was mentioning earlier, which basically means if I don't bring 2 damage dealers, I can't win. So actually, I have no draft diversity. I can't pivot in my draft. If I'm building for Constantine with Duchess and Necra, then I have to bring probably another reviver, because if they ban the Duchess out, I will probably lose straight away. If they ban my Necra out, then I definitely need more utility to keep my damage dealers alive. If they ban the Constantine out, then I need a secondary damage dealer. So you quite quickly see that actually it's going to fall into this pattern of, well, we can't run speed teams because just ban the speed lead. You can't run sort of anything that doesn't have a revive or a utility, because you need some sort of sustainability in the team, which drafts us into a specific meta where it's going to be double revive, utility, damage dealer. Some other problems I was coming across is if my Duchess got banned, then Constantine doesn't have an increased attack champion. So now I'm in this position where, well, I need to, if I'm choosing Duchess in my team, then she's such an integral part of the team. I need a revive attack based champion, Rack of Viletide or an Arbiter, that can go in there that if one of them gets banned, the other one doesn't get banned. Then you have the problem of well, if they don't ban either of them, then I'm left with 2 champions who are doing the exact same role. I feel like if they had put the ban in the middle, then you can change your draft depending on what they ban. So if I drafted Pythian, Duchess, Necret as my first 3 picks and they banned my Necret, then I know I don't need that extra increased attack reviver. If they ban the Duchess, then I might need to pivot either to a defense-based damage dealer, or I need to pivot to a damage dealer that self-buffs, like a Heffrak, or I need to pivot away to something else. So you kind of see like what ends up happening is the drafting diversity and your decision-making actually starts really big and then becomes very, very narrow in the sense that you have to pick the champions. I'm basically using exactly the same team every single time I fight in live arena because it's the most stable one. If you see here, I am using this Vlad, Constantine, Duchess, Pythian every single time. Sometimes they'll ban the Duchess, sometimes they'll ban the Necret, sometimes they'll ban the Pythian, sometimes they'll ban the Vlad. And some fights have even banned the Constantine, but generally the predominant banning is Duchess or Necret. So you can see, like, for draft diversity, who else do I pick? It's going to get worse when you get to gold because obviously you can't trade champions either. So you have to the pool will increase, but you will start seeing things like Venus Cupidus will never get used. Marichka Taras will lose a lot of value because once you split the pairings up, one takes Taras, one takes Marichka. It's not as powerful. It's not as strong. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm not necessarily at the point where I think it's such a significant problem that it kills the game meta. I just think that there was a missed opportunity to add more diversity in the draft, that I can pivot mid-draft to choose different strategies. I have to almost go in with, this is the team that I want to run. What can I do to avoid losing the champions I need to run? That's not really as fun for me. So that's the good and the bad. The good is actually we get to ban champions out. We get to mess with people's brains. We get to bait bans. You know, I could put up, if I wanted to, my 5-star Baron thinking people might ban it, or I could put a 5-star Vlad up. Maybe I put my Arbiter in there without any speed gear, thinking that people think I'm going to run a speed aura. They ban that Arbiter. Now it's great because I didn't need that champion anyway. That's the fun part. The downside is going to be, I think, your pool of options gets like you get forced into having to pick the team, and then if you don't get what you need out of that, you lose by default. So it's not like you can actually be strategic in the drafting phase. Now let's talk about another problem I think could potentially happen, which is the tiering system. There's no real point deflation system in this mode. In Classic Arena, you lose up to 20 fights in Gold 5. So if you don't participate in Classic Arena, you get attacked a lot, then you will naturally decay. In this live arena, unless you play the game, you generally don't decay, because if you don't, you have to like not fight once every 5 days. So what's going to happen is it might take a Kraken a month to get to Gold 4. It might take a free-to-play player like 8 months to get to Gold 4. But give it 12 months, all the population is going to sit in Gold 4, because you're not actually ever going to deflate out of Gold 4 unless you have a negative win rate. And if you have such a bad negative win rate, you probably stop playing the game once you hit 4,000 because you get your Quintus. You know, obviously we can upgrade these area bonuses, but generally once you've upgraded some of the things you actually care about, like nobody's going to do potion keeps. What the hell is that about? I think generally people are going to go, it's all right, it's fun. I might have to play it for a bit mode. But what you'll find is the people who actually care about it will all exist in Gold 4. There will not be a meta really for Silver, because you'll be fighting bots probably most of the time, because there won't be a population down here, because all the players who actually play the game on a regular basis will be in Gold within 6 to 12 months. So in terms of a ranking system, you kind of want to get yourself up into Gold 4, and Gold 4 is going to become like Classic Arena Gold 5. The bottom half is a different meta to the top half, which is a different meta to the middle half, right? It's such a diverse, crazy system that you probably will have like people just up there. Some of them might even win trade if they can't get what they want for whatever reason. So let's have another fight here. Let's just try a different fight here. First experiences. So far, my win rate, I'm trying to keep up above 60%. That's my goal. I have fought a couple of players who are like big Krakens, but I like the first window I played, which is 3 p.m. yesterday. We live streamed it. Check out the live stream if you didn't. Like, that was a much more competitive, because at the moment all of the players are kind of like squished together, but you can see the Krakens are already pumping hundreds of fights in the first day. So you will find that in about a week your live arena experience will be much better, because you're more likely fighting players that are more relevant to your player level, your player ability, your champion power, and such things like that. One other concern I think some people have raised, which I don't really see a problem with, is the time that this takes. Generally, I think everyone has about 2 windows that they can play live arena that fits in their time zones. You can easily get 5 to 10 fights in that time. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you obviously want to go hard at it, you might struggle to do more than that. but you can easily get through that. So in this instance here, he's put 2 damage dealers up, 2 support champions, and an arbiter. Now, if I just take out the arbiter, they don't have enough damage. The Turvold could, but even if he one-shots my champion, I've got double revive. So I can just take out the arbiter, because that makes Supreme Elhane pretty useless. They've banned the Vladimir. That's actually a genius move, because now I've got my full repertoire of support champions, and Constantine on his own is as good enough. But you can see this will be the risk with having someone like an arbiter in the team, right? Because that means now he has no increased attack apart from the Turvold. Now, Turvold is strong enough that potentially he might be able to one-shot someone. Could happen. It's unlikely to happen, though. So he's going to put Revive on death. That's fine. Now, obviously, we can block Revive the Necret, but we can't block Revive the rest. Supreme Elhane is going to do no damage. 0 damage. So now we can basically probably start taking out the Necret, because we need to actually get rid of him. But I have to say, so far, the server has been pretty stable. This is probably going to hurt. That's fine. I knew that was going to be a problem. Somehow we didn't block Revive the Necret. I'm not entirely sure why. I'm pretty sure Constantine's passive should block Revive the Necret. Not really sure what happened there. Bugs. Must be. Because I'm pretty sure that's the case. Not a problem, because we can just start killing them. Necret comes back up. This is the power of the double revive meta. He has to keep killing someone. Right, well, when we take out Turvold now, he's gone. They have no revive in the system apart from Cardiel. I'm not entirely sure why we didn't block revive the Necret the Great, because Constantine has a passive, even without Vladimir, that he block revives undead hordes. So, and Night Revs and stuff like that. So it's a bit unusual, but there you go. Maybe it's not undead hordes. Maybe I'm misunderstanding them, but I'm pretty sure it is. And this is another experience I see a lot of, which is once they realize they're probably not going to win, they just quit, which is fine because they're trying to save time. But then I would really like to see, like, the teams. You can still have left the battle, but can you, like, show the teams, please, player? I feel like that's fair. So yeah, I like that. In terms of the new sets, I think generally it's like, I think Zeal offers a place, Impulse is offered a place. I think the sets are pretty good. The milestone rewards, I think, are great. Quintus is a great reward to incentivize people. I do worry once you've got past that and then you're into the area bonuses, whether or not people are incentivized to play it if they don't have time over other things. It's a bit of a weird video, this. I kind of wanted to just do my first impressions, my first experiences, what I'm kind of worried about. I'm a little bit worried about in terms of like the long-term player base, if people feel like they don't get anything out of it. Like if those chests don't drop a good enough reward and people don't really like value these area bonuses. I have to say with these area bonuses, why is there no Sand Devil and Iron Twins? It's like literally the one place where we would want bonus accuracy and resistance over our Great Hall is Sand Devil and Iron Twins, where you need 500 accuracy. There's nothing here for Doom Tower. So I'm like we put potion keeps in, but we didn't put all the dungeons. It's almost like we added 2 new dungeons to the game and we've forgotten about them because they're not in clan versus clan. You get nothing from Dungeon Divers. You get nothing from here. We don't know as well whether or not upgrading the area bonuses will grant anything in clan versus clan. So my current strategy for area bonuses is I'm going to hold all of my medals and then probably going to upgrade the speed ones first in one go. So I'm basically going to take the area bonus from level 1 to level 10 in one go. Because if I have to do them bit by bit, I have to constantly keep re-gearing them. But if I just add 20 speed in one go, then I can just build it out properly. So that is my area of focus. Then I'll probably do crit damage and then, or ignore defense, whichever one. Probably ignore defense first, then crit damage, then accuracy, then resistance, and then I'll do these area bonuses. The ones from ignore defense to the right are way more valuable than the ones to the left, in my opinion. These things don't generally give you that many stats, whereas crit damage and I think accuracy and resistance will give you a lot. Even to the extent that if you get accuracy on your Demon Lord and then you get accuracy here, that gives you 160. If we take a look at someone like Ruella as a champion, she needs to have like 230 probably in the clan boss to be able to do it. Well, she's already getting 15 from Faction Guardians, 16 from the Masteries, 80 from the Affinity bonuses. If we had the Demon Lord battles as well, it would be 80, 160, 175, and then, what was that, 190? So we're basically at 190 accuracy before we even get started. We probably can just get away with like a couple of substat, not just presence. We don't even need to actually index into it. So it's going to make building even easier again in PvE. The good thing, this doesn't apply to PvP, which is a good thing. So there you go, guys. I like Live Arena. This video had some concerns about Live Arena, but I think it's great. It's really, really fun. I think it gives you a level of engagement that you don't get in other areas of the game because it is a player versus player experience. We'll have to see how it evolves over the next week or two. If you're finding you're fighting a lot of Krakens, don't stress. Just play your 5 a day. You don't lose any points in bronze, get your rewards, and it'll get better over time. The Krakens will climb very quickly. You'll just take a bit longer to get there. And yeah, we'll see how it evolves. I have a patch notes video coming out tomorrow. It was meant to come out today, but I literally, it's a long video. It's about an hour long. It's a bit of a lengthy one. It's a big patch, so I wanted to get a proper edit done on it, so it'll come out tomorrow. It'll go into detail in terms of how long will it take you to get Quintus, how long will it take you to upgrade the area bonuses. It has the rabbit multipliers for the fusion, for the Razzlevarg. It goes into how that damage is calculated, which my initial estimations have gone up on the rabbit. I'm more excited to get him now that I've seen how the multipliers work. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what your experiences have been like for Live Arena. Do you like the system? Do you have any concerns like me in terms of the drafting phase? Because I do worry that drafting is going to get really boring and stale eventually. But yeah, maybe in gold it gets better, but we'll see. But there you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.